KPRC2 and our community partners at Energy Transfer, Houston Christian University, and Exclusive Furniture are working with local nonprofit Harrison's Heroes to bring joy to children at MD Anderson Cancer Center for the holidays. Sandy Katari, founder of Harrison's Heroes, is here along with Regina Gust of Regina Gust Designs. Welcome to you both. It's great having you in studio. And I know, Regina, this is a busy time of year for you with your design business. You have some of the most beautiful decor and accessories in the state, I would say.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you for spending your time here. And Sandy, for people who are unfamiliar with Harrison's Heroes, we featured you many times here on Houston Life. You lost your son Harrison quite some time ago now, yes, and you really shifted and made your life's mission to support other families and young people dealing with cancer.
Yes, and other ailments. We service the extended stay child in the hospital. So if you're in there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even sometimes months. And it could be with anything, whether it be a head injury, cancer, anything that's going to keep them there for an extended period.
And anytime someone is dealing with an illness, I think we forget that life just sort of stops, particularly for young people. They're not going to school and seeing their friends. They're not really doing their daily activities. It can be very isolating in a hospital, and that's where Harrison Heroes comes in to just brighten their lives.
Yes, for sure. Try to make a kid not feel like they're in the hospital all the time.
What's the bag you have in your hands?
So this is the event that we're going to be doing coming up. It's called the Tree Farm. We're collabing with Sunshine Kids for this. And it's basically, essentially, we are providing 50 trees with the help of who you just said, and Regina, who sourced the trees for us. And so essentially the hospital has given us 50 themes they want for the children, and we are going out and theming each tree. And then in the beginning of December, we'll have a tree farm. It's called, essentially, the kids are going to come, get some hot chocolate, some marshmallows. They're going to really feel like they're at a farm. Then they're going to grab a ticket. They're going to go through, pick whichever tree that speaks to them, tag it, and then the hospital staff will deliver it later that day, and they can enjoy it for the season.
This is a really cool idea, and we have one of these trees here in studio today, this Barbie theme. Regina, this is very clever, and if you've ever spent time on Regina's website or you've seen her work, you know that bigger is better and over the top. Describe to us how you create a tree like this. We're looking at some of, by the way, some of your work, some of your beautiful work, to give people just context. You are the total pro. Before we get into the Barbie tree, tell us what attracted you to this collaboration.
I think when I first heard about Sandy and she contacted me and asking me to do something for her, that's an event she was having at her home, I think the whole story just really, it brought tears to my eyes, and I thought, we're so busy all the time, and I'm doing all these homes, and I thought, what a nice gesture, you know, that we could help somebody, you know, and do something that is in the same realm of what we do already, but really this is something with a purpose. And when she asked me back in February, I think, of this year, you know, to help her with this, and I said, absolutely. And, you know, the first thing I told her, I said, we got to get a bigger tree. We can't be doing these little bitty trees. And so I went to market and found the perfect size tree. It took me a while to talk her into using a white tree, because I thought that anything that these companies are going to put on the tree is going to pop a little bit better. And I think the kids it'll really brighten up the room and just make it, hopefully bring a lot of warmth. And, you know, like you said, during that time they're not seeing their friends, and you know, this will be a little spark of Christmas and hopefully make them feel a little bit better. But
it absolutely will.
Yeah.
And it's already bright in Studio B here. Will you show us how you just put the finishing touches on these? I know you have these Barbie accessories. I'll hold on to these. How do you properly place the tree skirt? Just out of curiosity, we might as well take you up on your design expertise while you're here.
Well, so, you know, with Sandy and I talked about, the one thing that is going to be a challenge, I think, that with delivering these trees to the children is how the ornaments are put on there. So we did do our own little personal video, which took quite some time to show everyone how to really wire everything on to where when the trees move, it doesn't come off.
Oh.
The tree skirt is a challenge.
Okay.
And so in this little video that we did, about a yard to a yard and a half, so we just took a little piece of fabric. You can get this from Joann's or, you know, any of your little fabric stores. And what we want everyone to do is we really want you to somehow we were going to supply wire, but we want you to wire the tree wire the skirt and then wire it onto the stand.
Oh,
and so when it's picked up, because the last thing you really want the nurses to do is really have to deal with the tree skirt. So if it's attached to the stand, then they can, of course, fluff it up a little bit once it gets inside each room. So, but the tree skirt is, that is probably the biggest challenge of the whole thing.
Okay. Well, it makes me feel better to know that you even find a tree skirt challenging, because the rest of us have probably encountered our own challenges. It really is a beautiful idea. And Sandy, what's the best way for people to get involved?
Well, they can go to our website, and we have a community page, and so you can see how to get involved if you want to go to the hospital, or if you want to package some things outside the hospital. So there's all types of ways on our website. That's
really cool. And all year long, you've probably seen video right here on KPRC2 of our staff and volunteers putting together some of these care packages. This, I believe, is video from last year, when we had an army of volunteers from the community and our community partners coming in and loading these bags. And again, any little something to brighten the days of these young people and their families sitting in hospital rooms and sitting in hospital beds day after day. It truly goes a long, long way. So I think it's really great what you're both doing. Regina, Gus, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And your expert work is worth its weight in gold. And Sandy Katari, your whole family, it's just such a pleasure to know you. I'm glad you're back in Studio B.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so get involved. Harrison's Heroes. You can always visit our website, clicktohouston.com/community, if you'd like to learn more about Harrison's Heroes and how you can help them bring smiles to children in our local hospitals. So thanks to you both once again, and Houston Life will be right back.